Hi, my name's Michael and I'm a muscle recovery specialist in the sport of ultramarathon running. Ultramarathon is a sport where it's ultra endurance, running and walking. And the problems they get can be easily related to someone who is spending the day on the snowfield, and the recovery system I use, because my problems I face are so extreme, it means that the same system I use with my people can be used with a skier or a snowboarder. Some people don't have recovery systems in place, especially after a hard day on the snow, but some reasons why it can be so uncomfortable when you do spend a day out there: you can get cold, wet clothes, which leads to a potential for hypothermia. There can be stiffness and soreness from not enough fitness preparation, overuse of unused out of condition muscles, and having too much fun and worrying about the consequences later. So basically most people don't know what to do about recovery after the day out anyway. Some reasons recovery may be overlooked is because the time spent in recovery may spoil the nightlife. There may be a lack of knowledge on how to approach it, no equipment to do it with, no partner to do it with or on, nowhere to work. If you're just up there for the day on the slopes, then you obviously won't have anywhere to work. If you are staying on the resort, the lodge room that you've got may be too small to work in. You may want to get back on the slopes quickly and just plain consider it too hard to do. Recovery after a day in the snow can be easier than what you think. It takes very little time if you know what you're doing, so valuable slope time needn't be wasted. The approach to recovery needn't be complicated. You don't need equipment or a partner. If you don't have one, you can do it by yourself. You don't need much room to work or need to disrobe so you don't get cold. This is my recovery area where I worked in Montreal at the 24-hour long distance championships, where I looked after the Danish national running team. My work area is just this area here next to the bottles, and I lived and worked off this area for a whole 24 hours. How fast can a recovery be achieved? If you have an understanding of the way circulation in the lower legs work, and you adjust to the way of working with the muscles, not on them. This gentleman here, for instance, he's just run 3 days and is totally exhausted. This gentleman here, he came in totally fatigued, and so what I did was I worked with the muscles, and within a matter of an hour and a half I had him back walking out on the track again, and he went on, of course, to finish his run. A normal circulation, blood moves in a continuous cycle, So it starts off at the heart, which pumps it down to the lower legs with fresh blood. When it reaches down there, all the pressure goes, it all runs out, and so a system is needed to bring it back up to the body again so it can be re-nourished and recirculated. Fresh blood is pumped by the heart under pressure to the tissues of the body through the arteries and ever-decreasing size of vessels called arterioles and capillaries. Used blood is returned back to the body through a system of vessels called veins. Veins do not have a pumping system like the heart to return it back up the legs again. To take it back up, the body's got a system called the calf muscle pump. So the arteries take fresh blood down to the legs, and after it's been used up and gone through the muscle system and muscle tissues, the veins push the used blood back up again. The main motors for the pump is called the calf muscles. When you've been on the snow for a long time and you take your boots off, you may see a mark around the ankle where the top of the boots were. A lot of the time this is not caused by the boots themselves, but it's caused by when the muscle gets tight, the blood that's come down as far as the toes just sits there because the muscles are not doing the job. So what happens is that as the used blood sits there, the fluid separates out and just sits there and goes into all the tissue spaces, and so the ankles swell. What I use to fix up my guys when this happens to them and when the muscles stop working and the muscle pump is out of order, I use something called light manual muscle relaxation. It's a massage light muscle recovery system because I don't use any equipment or any other contributors to doing it except my hands. Light manual muscle relaxation is a 4-in-1 recovery system. It replaces 4 separate systems normally used in leg maintenance and recovery. So it can be used as a pre-event muscle warm-up and stretch before you go out onto the slopes. When you come off, it can be used as an immediate post-event system where the window of opportunity is when the muscles are sore but probably still flexible enough to be assisted with recovery without interfering with or breaking into the body's natural repair processes. If you've left it too long, then the window is closed and stiffness is set in when the repair process is well underway. It does this without breaking into these processes and extending the time needed for recovery. And of course it can be used for recovery itself. So to help the body reach a state where stiffness and soreness is minimized so the body can move freely as possible with a reduced pain component to it until the body recovers itself completely. What is light manual muscle relaxation? It's a tested recovery system, and it's been tested, as I said, on all the ultra marathon events that I've worked at since 1995. It's 1,000 miles and up, including a run around the world. So you don't get much more tested than that. It's physiologically based, and it's recommended by many endurance running and walking record holders. Here I am holding a workshop in Denmark in 2007, just before the inaugural Morse 100-mile 24-hour run, and I was out on the road in a truck for nearly 26 hours on that run. The system works by breaking the tightness and soreness fatigue cycle. So when the legs are very, very tight, it actually relaxes them, and then it calms them down, so that what can happen is that we can use the muscles themselves to actually get rid of all the used and depleted fluids, so that fresh blood can go down again and help with the recovery system. Here are some of the references from Sandra Brown. She holds the ladies 1,000 world record holder for 1,000 miles walking, and in 1999 she broke the 100-mile race walking 19 hours for 100 miles walking. This is from Tim Erickson, the secretary of the Australian Centurion Club. I'm the official muscle recoverer for the event that they hold in Melbourne, Australia, every year. This is from Jesper Holsen, a world runner. I worked with him on his World Run 1, and this is after I worked with him, he went on and finished his round the world run. This is from Cliff Young. He's a very well known ultramarathoner in age. Light manual muscle relaxation is a safe, simple, effective recovery system for leg soreness and stiffness. So what it does is allows the snowboarder or skier to get back out on the snowfield and enjoying their time, rather than just whinging about how sore their muscles are. For more information on getting the edge on soreness and stiffness using light manual muscle relaxation, just go to my website and you'll find more information there.